I've got the Mavic 4 Pro Creative. That's right, the Creative bundle right here. Had to, smuggle this thing in from overseas because I'm in the US. And then I have the DJI RS4 Pro, and both of these came within a day of each other. Yes, DJI, I will smuggle you in just like Anne Frank in my attic. And we'll make it happen magically. Hi, I'm Jared Hoyman, and yes, welcome back to the channel where I am getting more poor as the days go by. Yes, it is the end of the year. Yes, I need some write-offs. No, I didn't really need to buy these things because my business would have ran just fine without them. But there's something about not being able to get what you want, and then you really want it. It's like, that girl that I snagged, I acted like I didn't want her. I mean, she was a lot hotter than anybody that would be in my league, and then I pretended I was cooler, and then she wanted me. But then she married me, and then she learned, but she stuck for life. Her problem. But yes, I got the Mavic 4 Pro, which I've been wanting for a long time, when it got released, I think last year. But the US just never released it, and so I had to go on eBay, buy it brand new, and it came in awesome. Yes, I had to pay some tariff fees, but it actually was cheaper with the Creative bundle that gave me the 512 gigabytes that allows me to do all eye recording internally. It's pretty awesome. And then I also have the smart controller with it as well. So today we're going to do an unboxing that's super brief with both of these items because then I want to talk about them. First impressions, yes, I did fly the Mavic 4 Pro so far, and I have used the DJI RS4 Pro. And I do want to talk about the RS4 last because there is something that might be just me, but I think there's an issue with mine. And if there is, you can tell me. There's a lot of you out there that have that gimbal. And if it is an issue, then I have to return it just so I can get a replacement through Best Buy. That's where I bought it from. That Total program is awesome, by the way. So before we continue and do the unboxing, come back here. We're going to make that brief so I can talk about the pros and the cons that I'm getting so far from the gimbal and from the drone. Don't forget that I do have a buyer's guide for real estate photography. So in that buyer's guide, I do have things that are more on a budget level and things that are a little bit higher tiered if you're ready to spend that kind of money. But it's to help you know what to buy in order to get into real estate photography and videography. But let's jump right into the unboxings of both these items, and then we'll come back in here and I'll tell you everything about what I've experienced. Okay, I haven't done an unboxing in a while, so we're just gonna make this brief and quick. Again, I have not got a new drone since the Mavic 3. They come with a case, and actually this case might be good enough for me. Usually I have a hard Pelican case, and I still may do that. But, here we go. Wow, a little styrofoam, move that over. Yeah, these batteries are definitely bigger, a little fatter, maybe not as long, but fatter. So, and I think they're rated for around 53 minutes, somewhere in there. It's looking pretty good. I like the grip, the feel of the little hard case that goes over it. So we'll get back to this in just a second. Let's look at what else we've got. All right. And wow, actually, I can tell you right off the bat, this is the heavier than I thought it was going to be. This is the Pro controller. Look at, whoa, she powers on the moment you do that. Wow. And that is a cool, look at that. You can go vertical, horizontal, and there is the login right away. And you've got a full HDMI right there. You got USB-C. You also have the micro SD card slot for recording right in. But the cool thing is, well, it goes to bed right away. You've got your external antennas. I'm going to break this off, aren't I? Oh, they just go down. So they go down. That is it. Okay, I'm not going to break these. I'll have to order it from China all over again. We don't want to do that. And this is going to be exciting. Love it. Let's move on. All right, here is the DJI RS4 Pro, and we're going to unbox this. We're going to make it quick so that I can get right to playing with it. See, the thing I do like about DJI is everything is already bundled together in the case that it comes with. And so it shows you how to do it. It's already in the spot. So here, let's open this up. Now, if everything goes back into here after using it just as perfect, then I'm going to be pretty happy. But I find it very difficult with every gimbal that I have owned over the last, well, almost 9 years. It's very difficult to get ones that will go back into the case. And most likely this will be thrown away. Okay, and we've got the gimbal right here. It looks like it fastens down pretty nicely, and it is actually pretty light. It is carbon fiber, which is nice. And so battery goes right in here. Let's find that. Here is the grip. So you got an extra grip that it comes with, which is nice. I like the two-handed grip for more steadiness. And I believe there is a fast charging, and yeah, that feels good. I love that you can replace the batteries. Unlike the Zhun Crane, you cannot do that with those. But let's see here. There, you do fast charging. But real quick, before I show you the bigger shot of everything, I love this bag. It has nice little pockets. Everything seems to fit really well. And for travel, this would be good for my shoots. So most likely this will be good to go. Let's actually take that out. There you go. Look at that. Fits perfect. I like it. It breaks down pretty nicely. So here's the Mavic 4 Pro, and here is the RC Pro Controller 2. And I gotta say, I wish maybe on the Mavic 3 I should have gone for the Pro Controller because the reception is way better. I understand that this has got better reception, but the Pro Controllers do allow better reception than just the regular RC controllers. And I do have some thoughts. I've only had a couple of flights so far with this, but here it goes. First of all, I love that when I open up the wings, it turns on right away, and that when I just do this, it automatically turns on, and that I can go horizontal. Wait, no, that's vertical. Horizontal, vertical, and as I do that, the cool thing about this is my camera will go vertical. So the camera on the drone will be controlled by this. It'll go horizontal and switch, and so I can fly it both ways. There's other options. Oh, look, I have an update that I need to do. But what I love about it is just there's so much brightness to this. The nits are so bright, and do I know the specs? No, I don't know the specs. I just know that in bright light, this shines. And I had to test out how far I could go, and yes, I went from my house all the way to the cemetery. Yeah, that's right. I went to the cemetery to check out if I can get there, hovered over some people mourning, and I'm kidding, I'm joking. I mean, with the mourning part, I flew to the cemetery. There was nobody there. Get over it. And you got a full HDMI, so you can output it to show clients on a bigger screen if you want. And you can record with a internal micro SD card that you can put in there. And so far, it does have the 512 gigabytes of storage, and I really don't need to bring in an SD card or micro SD card. But if I do forget it, I'm golden there. Also, I have the option of shooting in all-eye, which if I didn't buy the Creator Combo Pack, you don't have that option. Will I be shooting in all-eye? Maybe for high-end commercial clients, but not for real estate. But it is nice to know that I have that option. And I just love this gimbal. I mean, I'm probably gonna break it now and I'm gonna have to order another one. But I mean, the fact is this thing does a 360 plus some. It's pretty nice. You can get some awesome, cool shots. Plus the tracking on it is really good. I walked around my backyard, make sure I could do that and not hit anything. And guess what I paid for this? Now, I don't know if this is a good deal. I think it is. For the Creator Combo Pack in US currency, I paid $3,600. Now, I did have to pay $135 for tariff fees to UPS when they came and delivered it. So let's just chalk it up to $3,800. So $3,800, got this drone, 3 batteries, and the RC Smart Controller, I always call them, but the Pro Controller 2, which is amazing. And I want to say I spent over $3,000 for the Mavic 3 in the US when it first came out as well. So this is actually a pretty good deal. If you go on eBay, you can find those deals as well. And just read the reviews, make sure they're all good. It did take only about a week to get to me. I was surprised overseas getting here. Now, my next thing was I was gonna actually go to Canada, which is only 5 hours north of me, but then I have to pay a fee to customs when coming over. And then based on the price and everything, I'm looking at over $4,000 plus my time, plus everything. You know what? I'll go to Canada sometime, but not for that specifically. But I will say I am super excited to start shooting with it, especially in the 6K options and a lot of the cropping, especially with the vertical. It'll be fun. But let's get over to the gimbal with the RS4, and maybe you can help me answer the question that I have. Is it broken or not? Now with the RS4 Pro gimbal, as you can see, this is actually the R5 II on the RS4 Pro. I did have the C80 on here and it balanced just fine. It worked great. I'm not strong enough for the one arm with the C80. Just kidding, I could do it. But it's easier because the C80 is looking at me right now. And how does the image look? Do you like the C80 image right now? Yeah, it's been on me the whole time. But here is the R5 II. This is nice. And with that future C50 that's going to be released, and honestly, most likely I was looking for a B camera to my C80 and maybe something complementary to my R5 II, that C50 might be a good option. But, and that would work well on here, I have noticed that this gimbal rocks in a good way and in a bad way. The bad way is this. I don't know if this is normal. When it is locked, when it is off, there is a wobble. And I'm going to give you this horrible vertical cell phone video of what that looks like. But this thing literally has give. And I don't know if that is good or not, if that is normal. But I haven't had a gimbal that has done that before. And I've noticed when it was moving that I would get some unsteady shots and maybe it just got jerked around in the opening or, you know, when it was being shipped. I don't know, or it's just a dud, right? And I need a new one. But if that's normal, it's normal. And then I just psychologically feel better about myself. But if it is not, I want you to let me know because I want that to get fixed. Now, the cool thing about this is I turn it on right now and it unlocks and the gimbal is good to go. I love that it has a self-locking mechanism. I've already spent hours tweaking the pan, but I will tell you, maybe you can hear that. So it's unlocked. Here, we'll get closer to that. But there's definitely a give right here that it does move a little bit. And maybe something needs to be fastened that I can't see. I was looking at some like little bolts, I'm not sure. Or I just return it because, you know, I just got it. So I can return it, get a new one through Best Buy, and I'll be fine. But you tell me, is that normal? But here we go. I just have to push it once. Locks up like R2-D2. Now, coming from the June Crane series, I've loved those and I probably would have been just fine with it. But honestly, I make a living doing video walkthroughs for businesses and for real estate and might as well buy nice or buy twice. So I went for the best of the best, which all my research says it's the RS4 Pro. Could it be the June Crane 4? Possibly. There was just a little bit more perks. The Crane 4 is a lot less expensive, at least by like $300, $400. But there's add-ons you can do with the RS4. You got some tracking you can do. You can also do LiDAR focus tracking, which would be great on a manual lens, like using the Kipon focal reducer with the Mamiya lenses. That would be fun. Gosh, DJI, if you like me, I don't know if you do, you've never sent me anything, but if you want to send me that, I would love to review it, especially with my Kipon manual lenses to get that vintage look, but also focus on the subject. Now, the reason I'm making this video is actually twofold. First, to kind of set up the equipment I'm going to be using in the future. And second, I use YouTube for a selfish reason, and that is to have you guys help me out because the community here is a lot smarter than me. I'm just a spokesman with a lot of questions and a beautiful face. So I like to throw these things out and hopefully the community can answer it. And then anybody else that has the same questions that I do or didn't know they were going to have those questions can have those answered in the comments below. And again, if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe because I am Jared. I am weird. And yes, I am aging before our eyes. I don't know. What do you think of the beard? Never grew one before. First time. I didn't realize I was gray because I've been bald for years. Didn't know. It was new to me. I appreciate all of you watching this video, and don't forget that buyer's guide below, and check out these videos right here. They can be magical, especially if you had a few margaritas. Then they're very magical.